I'm holding out hope for a BBS, as you know.
A big fan of that build.
The right way to play StarCraft. If you don't do that in a high-stakes tournament, in a high-stakes situation, can you call yourself a man?
Well, you can certainly call yourself capable of winning one game. That's for sure. So.
Better than none.
Well, hey, you are correct there. It's a moral victory over your opponent, even if it's not an actual one. So I'm excited to go. I think we are ready to get into our first game, day number 2, Group C. It is going to be Babo versus Goku on the map Crossing Field. All right, hold on. E, let me set some latency there. Here we go. Game number 1 in the upper left-hand corner in the yellow is Goku. This is your turn to introduce the second player, Ziggy.
Oh, I thought you'd be doing the honors here. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right on Crossing Field, is Babo.
I would never think of
that.
Yeah,
sorry, he's purple on your screen.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah. Wait, do we force colors here? I actually like these colors, so I'm okay with without changing them. But either way, I love that. So if you guys are big anime fans out there, I love that Goku both names himself after one anime, but then his ID now is Seiya. I'm guessing that's also from the other anime, titular character, but either way, we'll see how he fares here against Babo. And, you know, Babo, I wouldn't say this guy is semifinals material, but last season he made it to the semifinals, and I think, or quarterfinals, I think it was. He actually kind of shocked a lot of people because he that's the furthest he had ever made it in BSL. So, I mean, Babo's legit, but, you know, it's a brand new season, new map, and, of course, Goku's a brand new player here, so I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, this is something that both players have to bear in mind. This is a new season. They have to play, they have to get used to new maps. And this is something I mentioned earlier on, is that even though Babo is the clear favorite here and Goku is the obvious underdog, Babo doesn't necessarily have as much to go off of in terms of studying his opponent, right? We haven't really seen Goku too much, and I don't expect Babo to have run into him that much on ladder either. Although their MMR, as you said, is quite similar at a similar level. So, you know, maybe they've played, maybe they haven't, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Looks like we're going for a standard 12 hatch from Babo, going for a drone scout as well, just to make sure that there's no proxy shenanigans going on.
Yeah, and on the other side, I'm expecting to see Rax expand here. I think that's what we saw almost always yesterday. Although there was kind of a cool gas opener that kind of surprised me. It wasn't like a 1-1-1. We saw we saw a factory expand, I think, yesterday, and some Terrans like want to play really, really safely. Still haven't seen a 14cc yet, so let's hope that never happens.
Right, Babo following up with a spawning pool and an extractor. He didn't go for that greedy drone that my opponent goes to invest in last time, or sorry, yesterday.
Yeah.
But he did have that. No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, sometimes, you know, that's just a little bit too greedy. I guess that's why we call it the greedy drone. But
yeah, but he did have a scout out, right? He sent out a drone, so he could have by all means just invested in that extra drone, because he also saw the SCV being sent out on a regular scouting pattern or timing, for that matter.
Yeah. Now, you know, you had a chance to play against some of the fine Zerg players yesterday. What's your thought on TVZ right now? Is this kind of your go-to? Well, when you're not BBSing, what do you think about just like the one Rax expand?
I mean, I think it's hard to pull off because you're like segue into bio later on, and I prefer to play mech. I don't really know why, but I just prefer mech. It feels a bit more solid. Now, it doesn't have the same wiggle room as a regular bio build, right? It doesn't have the same map control. It doesn't.
Right.
Like, there's fewer things you can do with mech, but it feels more solid at the things you can do with it than bio. Is my point. So my go-to build is always, you know, like a 2-fact with Goliaths to get rid of Mutalisks, and then depending on what my opponent does, I transition accordingly. But as we see here, Goku is going for 2 barracks, so this is quite a standard build as well, from what I know. He could have gone for a quicker eBay and an academy as well, but you know, 2 barracks also signifies that he might be going for a bit of pressure in the mid game. We'll have to wait and see. Now, obviously, Babo did go for that expansion in the natural.
Yeah,
well,
well,
he's going for the hatchery that is a little bit closer down the ramp, close to the middle,
right,
instead of the backdoor expansion. That is obviously easier to hold.
Yeah,
but that's going to be much more easy to expand to later on, because you're only going to have to worry about one entrance, right? That you basically have to defend, and then all your 3 bases are safe and secure. So I'm not exactly sure if this 2 racks build was the right choice here. I would have, if I were playing Bio, I would have gone for a quicker academy and an eBay, and maybe gone for a +1 5 racks. But maybe he knows how Babo likes to play, and you know, maybe that's the right answer. We'll have to wait and see. We've got Aspire in the way.
Yeah,
off a 2-hatch.
At least the last time I remember watching Babo play, he was a big fan of just 2-hatch Muta, and it looks like that's kind of the direction we're going here. Obviously, he doesn't have to really commit to it, because man, the more I watch like just streamers out here in Korea, the more I just see. I think I was watching Soma the other day, and he just really likes the straight up 2-hatch or 2-hatch Muta, and then you transition out of it almost immediately once you move across the map, and you if you can't get damage done, if they're totally rock solid, then he just transitions almost immediately.
He's already going for a Queen's Nest, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, this is kind of that exact same example where you start with 2-hatch Muta, but you're not really committing to it like somebody like Action or Hero would do. You just get out of it as soon as you can. And we did see this once yesterday, is just how fast can you speed up the tech tree.
So what I'd like to point out here is that build optimization I was talking about. Goku went for 2 racks, and he basically wasn't producing anything out of those. So what he could have done was maybe gone for a slightly different build, and going for a +1 5 racks would have been a better segue to defend against what is coming his way. Now, obviously, there's not going to be as much Muta pressure, because Babo is going for that really quick hive. He's only just now getting his 3rd, so that's relatively late, depending, given what's happened. But yeah, other than that, I mean, Goku is getting ready, but there was a little bit of build optimization that could have gone on or gone down a bit earlier on.
Yeah, it's weird, because you also have to, you know, make different decisions at different points in time. So while it started out, we were just like, okay, well, this is 2-hatch Muta. It definitely kind of veered off course. We're getting +1 weapons as well. I'm guessing that is to, you know, kill turrets more easily. But especially as we go up towards Hive, you know, I'm guessing that's going to also help out Inevitable Guardians.
Well, you know, you could go for that. I mean, they might be decent on this map, because he might be looking to take down that 3rd. If he's expecting, you know, Goku to go for that 3rd in the back of his base, that he could potentially try and apply a bit of pressure with Guardians there. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't really know what the follow-up here is going to be. But
well, these Mutas are actually doing a really good job at keeping this Bio back. And there's this really nice cliff that helps him harass that depot and pick off individual Marines. Even though he's only got like 5 Mutas, he's still getting a lot of damage done.
Yeah, is the range done yet? The range on the Marines is not done yet.
No.
So yeah, it's about to finish here. So those Mutas are going to have to head back, I imagine. But yeah, everything seems relatively standard. He's going for his 4th barracks and transitioning into a factory. So most likely going to see those science vessels pop out in the near future. But what I like to point out is the fact that he's not making SCVs, and he's got quite a lot of money in the bank, like for the time being. So there's once again a bit of optimization that he could have done here, because he's still not investing in any more SCVs, and he clearly had the money to do that. So he's stuck on 30, his opponent on 25. So both players with relatively similar economies here.
Yeah.
Now the Terran player is moving out. Both players, like 2 ships passing in the night. The Mutas are pressuring the natural, or at least looking to do so. But
yeah.
I think...
Sorry,
well,
I was just gonna say that the mineral count for Babo is really weird right now. thought he was gonna like throw down a extra command center or go up to 5 racks, and he actually is. He actually canceled the extra factory to go into a starport instead.
Yeah, I imagine 2 starports is the safer choice here than 2 factories, but we'll have to wait and see because those mutants are getting raised by the Marines. We'll have to wait and see if Babo actually manages to hold here because those mutants are falling. There's only 7 left, only 1 sunken, another one being now constructed, but it looks like Babo is going to hold here. He's taking critical damage. Those mutants are so very low. There's 3 of them in the red.
Well, he didn't micro them at all, which is really like yeah, you gotta control those things, man. Like I get that he wanted to tank hits from the Sunkens to try to desperately hold on, and maybe it was a lot closer than it looked there, but still, I definitely think he could have handled that situation maybe a little bit better. It's just me caster nitpicking. He still has a bunch of mutas because he did remake a bunch of them, and he is going up to Greater Spire, so he'll be able to morph the wounded mutas into Guardians.
Yeah, but this is a massive setback. If this was your plan initially, right? You invested in that hive, you invested in the Greater Spire. Ideally, you would have liked to have kept those mutas alive, right?
Yeah.
He lost like 6 or 7 there, if not more. And I mean, the muta count is still relatively healthy. There's like 3, 7. All right, there's like 13 mutas out, but again, that could have been 20 and not 13 as it is.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Mutas are super expensive and very important, and the difference between having enough mutas and almost enough mutas is definitely pretty big. Now here we go, moving out again. This is +1 done for these Marines, and you will definitely have to micro against this group. No more set it and forget it for these mutas. So Babo's gonna try to keep this group of Bio from making its way across the map. It is going to be a little difficult, though, because that is a lot of Marines.
Yeah, what Babo has to keep in mind here is that he doesn't have any overlords on the other side of the map. And even if he manages to push back this Marine Bowl, his opponent is going for Wraiths and he's going for Cloak. So if he manages to push these Marines back and then decides, all right, it's time to morph my Guardians, right? Those Guardians can get picked off like virtually for free if he doesn't find out that there's Wraiths on the cards.
Yeah, he's also not splitting the low health mutas away to morph into Guardians. He's actually lost 2 or 3 mutas that, he could have saved for later. He's actually just going to morph everything into Guardians right here. And, this is a good position to build the Guardians. But it's going to take the Bio a long time to get there. But, yeah, you're right.
He's got no detection on the other side of the map, and Cloak is like 2/3 done, like 3/4 done.
Oh,
so
God.
How many Wraiths does he actually have? Because I don't know where they are. They're in the natural. There's like only 2. But he knows that there are Guardians morphing now. Catches 2 Mutalisks joining the fray as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 free mutas is nice, but he actually couldn't hit those Guardians. So they're going to keep pressuring here, but at this point, Babo has to know his opponent just doesn't have anything.
Yeah, but these Guardians are free pickings now. There's 3-4 raids coming in, and their DPS against air is absolutely through the roof. 2 Guardians already falling, 6 more remaining, but they're gonna get short work done of them.
He doesn't even have to cloak. He's just killing every Guardian, and this is just terrible. Yeah, Babo is kind of in a rough spot at this point. Nothing he's done has done anything, and there's still that safe back natural that's Goku can take.
Yeah, and he's reluctant to switch into a different tech because he's still producing mass mutilators. I mean, it's not like he's got many options, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have like a Hydra Den, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he doesn't have one. So he's stuck on Mutatech, and what Goku is doing quite perfectly here is getting ready to defend any Muta aggression. He's even going for that forward 3rd base in the bottom, like 7 o'clock, instead of going for that back natural, which is going to make it easy for him to apply pressure whilst not having to run all the way back into his main to defend any Muta aggression. So really nice decision making when it comes to expanding from Goku.
So currently this is our first time seeing Goku play, at least in BSL, and he is actually doing a great job here. He's got everything to counter everything that Babo has. Killing off the Overlord means no more detection for these mutas, and they've got to run away from these 2 cloaked rays.
Yeah, his one saving grace is basically this sunken wall at his 3rd, and the fact, like the way this map is built, you hold this natural, you've got 3 bases, and you don't have to worry about anything else. So he needs to hold down the fort, and maybe if he gets to like Actually, I don't know what he would want to go for here, right? What is the transition from this? Do you just
Babo.
keep making... Yeah. Do you just keep making mutas? It's not going to work.
Right. I mean, look,
getting
he's getting upgrades and he's getting the Overlord speed, so I think he is just going to commit to mutas. I totally agree. I just don't think it's ever going to work. Like, Irradiate's almost done, and at that point, like, it doesn't matter your upgrades, your mutas just die.
There's 3 dropships full of units heading towards Babo's third, and the Mutalisks are on the other side of the map. There is literally no defense here. He's going to unload in the main base. 3 drones just popping out of that hatchery, and I wouldn't be surprised if Babo just straight up tapped out from this game, because I don't see how he's ever going to defend his main. This situation doesn't seem salvageable.
Yeah, he actually just can't get back there to save them in time. The dropships are even going to pick up and reinforce here, I'd guess. I mean, sure, this is a lot of mutas, and maybe if they micro, they can kill this off, but he's going to lose his hive.
Yeah, he's going for 7 Guardians in the natural, but it's going to be a little too late. Even if he manages to clear this out, he's lost his main, his hive, his entire tech is there. He's going towards the third as well. Those mutas are trying to hold the fort here, but I don't think they're going to be... I don't think that's sufficient defense here to hold on.
Yeah, for sure. And now all these Guardians have to slowly move across the base. This is so arduous to watch. Yeah, everything's just dead here. Babo is getting destroyed.
Yeah, he's just delaying the inevitable here. I don't expect him to ever be able to come back in this game, even though he does eventually manage to clear out this aggression. He lost, like, literally everything except for his natural.
Yeah, also he has Guardians across the map from his opponent, which are totally useless. Maybe the mutas can harass this third base from Goku, because there's only really 1 turret there, and Bio's not really down there. But yeah, he just has nothing anymore. He's back into the Stone Age.
We've got 2 more dropships heading towards that third. So maybe if he manages to pick off those 2 dropships, they're full of units. Maybe that's the first step to coming back. But the mutas are out of position, and the drops should, by all means, get into the third once again. Actually, there's 4 Guardians already waiting there, so given the slow unload time from the dropships, he might actually be able to hold this, and continuously going for these drops might actually come back to bite Goku in the butt. But
and these are +1 weapons Guardians, keep in mind. I'm still
right.
A little bit confused about that, but I mean, they're going to do okay. He does need to stim underneath them, but the mutas are actually back here too, so this is actually going to deal with this drop pretty well. The downside is that, you know, the drop did its damage already, so, you know, you still have no workers.
I wonder if the +1 attack on Guardians actually changes any unit interactions, because I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know if the +1 does.
Nobody knows that breakpoint for sure.
You know, but if you're playing, if you're the Terran and you actually see +1 attack on the Mutalisks, then if +1 attack on Guardians changes unit interactions, then you can safely assume that your opponent is going to go for Guardians, because normally you're going to go for characters, right? Because +1 attack doesn't affect glaive bouncers, and
does that? Yeah, if that 2 shots Marines, I think it does, then that actually makes a pretty big difference. So I guess it's okay, but at the same time, you've got to be able to use the Guardians, and we just really haven't seen a whole lot of that yet. So they've been used defensively, and Babo is holding on at this point. He was just like down to 30 workers at one point. So it's oh, and look at the Irradiate's about to come out here. This is just going to be disgusting.
Well, he needs to watch out, because he'd best not lose those vessels. You know, have some longevity in those units, but needs to micro them a little bit better. But does manage to get 2 Irradiates off, so that's going to get rid of 2 Guardians, basically. Well, not for free, because he lost 1 vessel, but you get the point.
Right, but mutas and Spire units are still the only thing that Babo can build. Like, he doesn't have any other tech options. He actually doesn't even have a lair right now. Does he? Did he remorph on a lair? No, he's just on hatchery tech. So
but he's got that Queen's Nest.
He sure does. Yeah. So we're gonna morph more Guardians, more Scourge coming out, more mutas. But I don't know how much of that is actually gonna deal damage.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 4th base being built by the Terran player right now, so he's in complete control of this game on crossing fuel, and you know, even though, as we've said, Babo is holding on, he's going for a fourth base of his own. He's stuck on one particular tech, and you know, Goku knows what to do. He clearly knows what to do here. He might be a bit too timid to move out at this point because he knows that if those Guardians get in position at the third, at the 7 o'clock, it might be difficult to regain that position. So he keeps all his units at the bottom here, still keeps defending. But there we go. Finally, we've got a set of units being sent out on the map to take care of that fourth base. He managed to scout it with an SCV, so that's really decent scouting by the Terran player.
And I think as soon as this base goes down, that should be about it. These Guardians are going to be annoying down here, but eventually either raids are going to come out and... Oh, ocular implants is being researched for ghosts, by the way. Just throwing that out there. So if this game goes on any longer, the nukes will actually start to fall. He actually has the missile silo completed in his natural.
Someone call Radley.
Where's the ghost, though? I don't think... Does he have a ghost?
I don't believe so.
I don't think he does actually have a ghost yet. But the game's going to end. Never mind. That was almost very exciting, but in the end, it's not going to go on any longer. So congratulations to Goku for winning his first game ever in BSL.
That was, you know, relatively solid. He didn't go for any shenanigans. That was a straightforward build. There was a bit of optimization that he could have done in the early game because he went for those 2 racks and didn't necessarily use them for a long time. But yeah, a very solid game. And I'm excited to see what he brings in the winners match. That's also going to be a best of 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so if you guys are new to this season of BSL and you didn't watch yesterday's games, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you can go watch those VODs on YouTube. Third,
please don't. Watch Group B. You can watch Group B, yeah.
Just only Group B then. But for this season, we're doing a best of 1 first 3 matches. So the first 2 matches and then the winner's match are all best of 1. So in order to win, or in order to advance out of your